Welcome back to the channel, guys. 13th of June, so another little catch up. This is part of my first green bean harvest, and these are the Nicola second earlies. I lifted them today, just made a decision to get them out, probably about a week to go, but I think they were done. And I've just get all the small ones, cook them off, and then I'm going to fry them in olive oil, so that's part of our tea tomorrow. So I'll have a quick look outside. Bit of a builder's yard going on because we're having a new roof on the back at some point. Let me just show you these blueberries. I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. Excuse the shadow, but hoping you can see. Pretty good set. And hopefully it'll be protected somewhat from the birds this time. Although I do need to chop them. I need to cut them right down. They've got too high. I need to take about half of the height off, so it might mean sacrificing berries for a year, but you know, whatever. I'll go this way so the sun's behind me. So got some really good spring onions now. Absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see, but they're really large now. And I've just potted some more out here. A row there and a row in that bed there. That was yesterday. The Lolo Rosso is still going strong, although it looks certainly this couple here may be running to seed, but I've got some more I'll show you just now. Here's some of my spare leeks, so I'm going to plant some at home this year as well as down on the orchard. The kohlrabi is still doing fine. I've just actually froze some of that. Apparently it's good in soups. So I've showed you the beans. I mean, they're doing just great. See that? Get the leaf out of the way. You get the variety now. Plenty on though. It's not Pongo though. Again, more spring onions. Here's my Lolo Rosso, my second lot. So hopefully by the time the other ones finish, we'll be starting to harvest these. And then I've got coriander. Got some dill here and just a little bit of chard. You can see the sparrows, they go for that as well as the beets. I'm sick of having to net everything. But you know, it's getting like that, isn't it? And the summer cabbage are doing great, no worries about those. Courgette's perked up at last. Now we've had all this heat, so I can see there's about 3 or 4 on there now. And these little rogue tomatoes, they're looking good. They've actually started to set a little bit of fruit. Got some big trusses on. I'm probably going to pinch them out at about 3 truss, something like that. Just look at that tree lily. Absolutely stunning. Let's have a quick look at the apple tree actually. I'm hoping you can see that. I can't tell with the light, but there's quite a good set of fruit on it. Codling moth trap. It's definitely doing its job. There's probably about 12 or 14 in there now. So coming back down, I'll just spin you around. Some more French beans, beets, spring onions. These are the Sturon. I think I've had this allium moth again. Does anybody know? Is that the allium moth? Can you see it? It's just like this little green. So it's made a hole and then it tunnels way down. So I'm thinking that's the caterpillar of the allium moth. Anybody knows? If you can drop me a comment below, let me know. I'm presuming again that the only way to get round that is to net it. But you know, it's only a relatively new thing up this far north. Only think it happened about once or twice before in really hot weather. I've started harvesting these beets now. They're watering them every night, to be honest. Right. So we're getting some good trusses now. Crimson Crush. I have been cutting some of the lower leaves off, as you can see, and actually one's here just starting to ripen, which is cool. The peppers are improved, and I think I know what the problem was. I think they were getting too much water. When I was putting these sprinklers on, I'd leave them on for like 3 hours, and I think they were just getting too much water, so I'm just watering by hand now, and they've bucked up, definitely. They've done a lot better. In fact, we've got one there. I've been going around hand pollinating with a little brush, so I'm happy about that. The basil is fine. I just need to sort of keep pinching it out so it doesn't go to seed on me. Even this tomato, I thought I'd lost it because it snapped the stem. I mean, it was worth keeping. The missus wanted me to throw it, but I refused. Let it live. So that's great. And then just over in this corner is my little chilli my mate gave me. Some little flowers coming on it. Happy with that. I don't know if you can see that, but I've put a net over. Well, I tried to get it over this fig because with the heat, they're sort of starting to ripen early, too much earlier than normal. And of course, once the birds know, they won't leave them alone. So, yeah, I'm trying to see if we can protect some of them anyway. You can see these branches down at the bottom here, and this one in particular caught my eye. It's at a perfect angle for layering. So I've got an 8-inch pot here, and so the idea will be to fill that with compost, and then basically just kind of shove that into there and peg it down. I'm going to scrape the underneath with a knife just to expose the cambium layer, then pin it down into the compost, and then basically just leave it, and then hopefully it'll root and we'll get a new fig plant. So I'll bring you back. So you can see I've filled it just about to the top, about 1/2 inch, and mostly I've used my own compost here, but I've just, the last couple of inches I'm using this Clover multi-purpose compost. So now I'm just going to give that a water. You want it nice and moist, quite a good watering. Just let that soak in. So that's had a good soaking now. What I'm doing now is I just want to kind of find out, you can see all the water coming underneath there, the right angle to get this pot. Probably somewhere up close against the fence, just so that that branch isn't going to have too much pressure on it. That seems pretty good. So this area here where my fingers are, we're going to, in fact, yeah, probably the next bit up, just going to scrape the cambium off the underneath, and then we're going to put some Clonex on it, which, turn you round, it's there. I've got a little paintbrush. We're just going to dab some Clonex on there. I'm just using a utility knife to scrape the underside of the cambium layer. So I'm actually just going to remove that leaf there, and this is the bit like so. We just want to scrape that. And get some Clonex on there. Like so. So now we're going to pin it down. I'm going to use these old, they're a bit rusty but they'll do fine. They were galvanised, because what we want to do is just try and hold that into place. And I'll put a bit more compost over the top of it. That's it, and then we'll just leave that now, probably for 6 to 8 weeks, and hopefully we'll come back and we'll have some roots, and then if it's rooted we can separate it from the mother plant. We've got a new fig plant. Well guys, it's the 25th of July, so you can see a bit of change in the weather. It's actually drizzling at the moment, so I guess the garden will be grateful. Not a huge quantity, but some rain's better than nothing. Anyway, I just want to show you the elephant garlic. So here we are. This was harvested probably a couple of weeks ago, so I've cleaned it up a bit, and there's some really nice cloves, and these rounds, some of them are absolutely massive. Anyway, all of that, and just for comparison, by the way, that's the standard garlic I grew. So if you sort of look at some of the cloves here, you know, as opposed to them. But both, I'm happy with both lots anyhow. But yeah, so all this is going to get replanted, so I haven't counted it. I think there's at least where are we at? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 rounds, and then there must be about 20 or more cloves, so I'll have enough for 2 really good full rows, and then obviously that's going to be planted probably around about first week of November this year, and then next summer I should have a really good harvest. So that's the plan. Also, I just wanted to show you the blueberries. Unfortunately, it was that hot, they kind of got all scorched. So what I'm probably going to do is take the net off and just let the birds have them. The other fail, although really it's not my fault, look at that lovely courgette on there, by the way. Beautiful. Anyway, the other fail was this kiwi vine. It was absolutely full of blossom, and there were bees on it and everything. I was getting really excited, and when we had the 4 weeks of no rain and hot sun, I think it's just burnt them all. There's just not a single one left. Oh, that's it then. That's the one that's left. I didn't even see that. But there should have been like hundreds of them. But that's it. That's all I can see. So there you go. It's not always success, is it? For this one, guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Take care.